The man in the light blue tracksuit is Mohammed Fahir Amaz, confronting a man he said had insulted his mother. He headbutts him and follows up with punches. This set the scene for what came next. Police officers were called, and at a car park pay station they moved in to arrest Amaz on suspicion of assault. His brother, Mohammed Ahmad, was with him. In a flurry of punches, Amaz strikes PC Lydia Ward in the face, breaking her nose. PC Ellie Cook is also struck. CCTV pictures didn't record the sound of what was going on, but the officers' body-worn cameras did. PC Ward's screams can be heard. As other officers arrive, the extent of her injuries can be seen. Amaz was found guilty of causing PC Ward actual bodily harm, of the assault of PC Cook and the earlier airport assault. He's been remanded in custody.
What a little rat this lad is. For anyone watching this, don't worry, this isn't going to be a politically charged video. It's going to be an educational video on the importance of martial arts, specifically pertaining to police officers. Okay, let's review this footage. The police officers come in, they try and handcuff him. The police officer grabs the back of his head. He's resisting, and then the friend comes in, and there you go, all hell breaks loose. Now, the police officers were doing an okay job up until that policeman grabbed the back of his neck, and then if you watch the big fat one come round, now he's not happy with that. Hitting my brother! And then he obviously takes his hands off him, gets struck in the face a little bit, and then the police officer throws a little punch, deservedly so as well. Police officer should have absolutely battered him, and then this little rat in the blue throws a front kick there. But take a look here. The problem we have with this altercation is we've got one male police officer and two female police officers. The moment that the male is taken out of the equation with the guy in the blue, and this other girl right here starts focusing on this fella, this girl with the red hair is left completely alone to deal with this guy. She doesn't stand a chance. So I mean, she's trying to restrain him, she knows all the moves, but he's just able to pretty much get away from her dead easy. He throws a punch at that female officer right there, and then throws another punch. What an absolute dirtbag, little rats. And then the girl with the red hair tries to restrain him. He throws a punch right there, which breaks her nose. I mean, poor girl, I feel sorry for her, but these police officers had no chance. And meanwhile, over on this side right here, the male police officer has already been overpowered by the big fat fella. So it's an absolute SHIT show. We've got two female police officers who, even if they are trained, it doesn't matter. When you go up against a man, it's not going to be enough. And then you've got the other male police officer who got overpowered by a big fat brown Shrek. And if we take a look right here, after that girl is knocked down, look at the blonde girl come straight in. Now pay close attention to her arms. She's got the attitude. She runs towards him to try and restrain him. You know, good on her. She didn't try and run away or call for backup. She got stuck in there, but she runs towards him, sees that he's about to throw a shot, and she literally goes like this and cowers away, which is a pretty natural reaction for a woman, or even for a man who isn't really trained. So as you can see, she turns, gets cracked on the back of her head, turns her back, and yeah, he throws a bunch of shots. So I mean, she's got no chance. Now as that's happening, the other police officer gets back up and tases this big fat sausage roll and as we see, this is the aftermath right here. But this does lead on to a bigger debate of how trained should police officers be. Now I know I've got a few police officers who watch this channel, so maybe you guys can comment down below to the extent of the training that you are given within the police force. But I know a few police officers myself, and they say that the training that they get within the police force itself isn't really that great. Like, they'll do a little bit of wrestling with each other, and they'll get taught certain holds and certain restraint techniques. But when you're going up against someone who can fight back, someone who's bigger than you, or God forbid, someone who is trained, how effective are those techniques going to be? Usually not that effective. So this is why, ideally, you should be doing some sort of training outside of the police force, like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, like Muay Thai. So here's another example of a police officer from America who is trying to restrain someone and not doing a good job at it. I'm no grappling expert, but I can grapple a little bit. In fact, I've got a video on this channel of me grappling a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu 3rd Dan black belt if you want to go and watch that up here. But this guy is fairly big. Not the police officer's big himself, but the guy who they're trying to restrain is also quite big. In this situation, what options do we potentially have? And I know there's a lot of good grapplers who are subscribed to my channel who are probably watching this right now, so I value your guys' opinions, so comment down below what would be the best technique to use in this situation. But he's got multiple options. I know as police, you're taught to go for the arm to get it behind the back, so then you can get one hand cuffed and then you can get the other arm behind the back. But someone who's literally holding the fence, what are you meant to do? It's going to be hard to break the grip of the guy holding the fence, so really you could go for a choke, get him off balance, pull him back, collapse his knee from the back with your foot, get his center of gravity back so he can't stand upright. The officer could take his left leg and put it behind this guy's leg and try and get a trip on him, a little bit of a sweep or a hip toss. And once again, we've got a female officer, and this is no disrespect to female officers, but they've just got no chance in these type of situations. Like, look, what's she doing? She's trying to push against the fence. They're making a pretty bad job at this, aren't they? So the police officer gets the cuffs on one arm. Why did they cut the video off? Right now, here's an example of a police officer who clearly knows Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or grappling in general, and he does a pretty good job at taking down the criminal, restraining him, and getting the cuffs on him. Right, this is a great example. Look at this hip toss right here. He's got the underhook, does the hip toss on him, and then controls that arm. The police officer gets his other arm underneath the criminal's left arm, so he can lock up the Kimura, and then he swoops his body weight over. That's absolutely brilliant. Sweeps him over onto his belly, gets the full mount. Great example. Right now, back to the UK. I got recommended this video today, and I just had to show you because I think it's amazing, but there's people in the comments defending the criminal.
Stopping an armed fucking robbery, boys and girls. Yeah, set up coffee look. Yeah? Trying to rob up people. Trying to rob up people. This is what happens when little fucking cunts think that they're too much, mate. Yeah? Shut up, you scummy. Yeah? Integrity of the UK, boys. Integrity of the UK. Scummy little.
Damn right. Integrity of the UK. Let's go, lad. Hats off to this lad. If anyone knows him, make sure you send my video to him because I'm giving you praise right here. And the reason why I want to give him extra praise is because look at some of these people in the comments. Bro showing off because he stopped a nitty. As far as I'm aware, a nitty is like a bum, like a smackhead, an alcoholic, a homeless person, whatever. It's not showing off at all. Is your level of consciousness all about the surface level thinking, oh, look at him, he's doing a video, therefore he must be showing off? No, listen to what the lad's saying. Integrity of the UK, basically saying, don't let this shit happen in our communities. Absolute friggin' bums in the comments. Look at this little beta male. Which one is the one we should dislike? Look at him here. Absolute beta.
Oh, look at me with my selfie and my little broccoli hair. Ooh. All I do is virtue signal in the Instagram comments to show all the ladies how much of a nice person I am.
You know, this guy says what we're all thinking. Man stops an armed robber and people still give him shit. Welcome to the UK. Yeah, exactly. Where we glorify criminals and bummy, scummy behaviour. And then look at this guy here. Armed robber. More like pissed up homeless person. Hardly a hero. Oh, okay, so because he's a pissed up homeless person, let's just forget about the fact he's committing a crime. Let's just let them, doesn't matter. Let's just let them get away with murder. That's what we should do. And then we wonder why the country is in absolute shambles. Sorry guys, it's just gotta be said. I'm getting older now, and these are the type of things that I care about. I've got kids to raise in this country, and we've just got to let little scummy behaviour like this happen? No. So I wanted to use this airport story as an opportunity to talk about the importance of being able to defend yourself. And as I always say, you don't have to be an expert, you just have to be somewhat competent, because most people, 99% of people in society, are actually incompetent. But if you get someone who's a little tiny bit more competent than someone else, and who's got a little bit more of an aggressive mentality than someone else, they're going to win. So if you just raise your competency level, I can't even say it, your skill level by 5, 5-10%, you're already ahead of most people in society. Criminals, bums, thieving rats. You never know what's around the corner. In fact, when I did my vlog the other day in London, when I went to see the Misfits press conference with Darren Till and Luke Rockhold, I seen a little bum in the comments say, why has Shaun got his camera out in London? He's going to get jumped. He's got to walk around with an entourage to feel safe. What are you on about, lad? The fact of the matter is, these bums and criminals mostly only target people who look incompetent, who look like they're not a threat. So if you're walking down the street with a little bit of confidence, you know, you've got a little bit of a chest and you got some arms and you look physically capable, you're going to be perceived as more of a threat to these scummy people of society. If you even look like you might be able to put up a fight, it'll just have these criminals second guessing whether they should test you. And look, some people might say that I don't look like a threat. I've got a baggy t-shirt on. Man has got gains still. You know what I mean? Tricep, delts, bicep. I might not be the biggest, but I'm still on my comeback. So look, if you know that you're out of shape, you're fat, you're skinny, you're weak, you're unfit, and you want to do something about it, apply for my online coaching down below. I've coached over 1,000 people over the last 15 years. Don't forget, I've been a personal trainer and strength coach much longer than I've been a YouTuber talking about fighting. Okay, comment all your thoughts down below, drop a like on this video, and I'll see you on the next one.